Yo, this is the 765 Crypt Keeper. I just wanted to make this little thing to go into a lot more detail. I didn't really have time yesterday, but I just put out my first freestyle available to listen to. First of all, let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Go ahead and click like, comment freely. I'm open to criticism. Just don't come at me with no dummy stuff because I'm not trying to listen to that or even respond to that negativity. Um, Subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys know what to do. Uh, I want to cover a few things in this. One, the main thing I want to cover in the majority of this is the use of the N word. Now, you will hear in my music where I use the term nigga, and like growing up, being a tribal person, I'm a Wallapai native. So being out there and spending time on a land where like you don't really have those kind of restrictions and you know all about racial inequality, and you come out here and it's kind of funny, you see like so much memorabilia about Native Americans, and then you are a Native American and you come to those areas where they're supposedly friendly, and you get told things like go back where you came from and all this other stuff. So I definitely know about being on that spectrum of racial inequality. And when you compare genocide to slavery, I feel like that's just a hands down argument. It doesn't need to be brought up. And it's just an ugly, dumb argument. And what makes the word nigga a racial thing really is just the individual who's perpetuating it as a racial term. You don't have to sit there and take it as that. You can just take it really what it is nowadays is really just a greeting. People saying, you come from a certain block, a certain neighborhood, which means that you're probably involved in some kind of cultural fad like gang activity, or out there just making music, rapping, stupid stuff, doing whatever, making jackass videos. Who cares? But you get my point. Like, and anyway, just kind of veering off, get back to the point. Making that a racial word is what makes that a racial word. People do that themselves, and they do that really just to get a bunch of attention because they feel like they can't do anything else. Now they're going to go play the racial card. Well, keep in mind, I'm Native American and I come from a very proud, rich heritage. And I urge everybody to do your research on the Wallapai people. They're very proud people. They helped in World War II. They helped in Desert Storm, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of history behind that. They even held off the United States cavalry and the invasion of the Spaniards of the Southwest for over 12 years before getting hit with pox blankets and being forced into treaties. Imagine if they were never defeated. What would this land be like today? Would it belong to the Wallapai people? Probably, but that's something that's a dream. That's something that's probably never gonna happen. And if it does, it won't be for a very, very, very long time, so no one has to worry about it right now. And going back to that, like, I use that word as a greeting. It's just basically acknowledging that, hey, I see that I respect the G in you, basically. That's basically what that's saying. And now we're going to address me being in audio only. I'm in audio only for a reason. I've lived a lot of my life with multiple issues that stem from childhood traumas and being locked up my entire childhood and my early adulthood. So being through all that mess just kind of always caused problems with my head, and I've dealt with certain issues. First of all, I'm gonna go right out and say it. I've been struggling with suicidal issues since I was 4 years old. It's not something that's a joke to me, and it's not something that I try to take pride in, but I do try to help people that are going through mental health struggles. So if you're out there and you're listening to this, do not ever show me pity for anything I've been through. Look at it as a strength. Take it as that, because I was given a life expectancy of 28 years old. I was supposed to be gone already about a decade ago almost, because I'm 36 now. And I know that seems kind of strange to be coming in that late trying to be rapping and shit, but like at the same time, I really lived a crazy life, and it hasn't been that long ago where I decided to just stop doing those kind of activities and just start changing my life around. I got back into school. I kind of postponed it a little bit due to certain circumstances going on right now in my life. I just don't have the really capacity right now in my head to be worrying about school right at this second. So I just kind of postponed it a little bit so I can focus more on music, trying to get my life back together. But there's a good friend here. He's been helping me out and allowing me and my son here to stay here so that we can get everything good, be on our way. And this is also my shout out to him, because he's been a huge support, keeping me clean, pushing me, encouraging me to do music, um, just complimenting me all around, just giving me that drive that I need to go out there and continue doing that. That and watching my son, how strong he's been, just kind of been here. I'm doing this for him too. Um, I know he's going to see these videos, so shout out to my son Damien. I love you, Damien Roselle. I'm always going to love you. So I do this also for my daughter, Gabby. I know you're struggling right now with some things, and you'll see this video too. I know you will. But I want you to know that I love you and I forgive you for all the stuff. One day you'll be ready to talk and we'll talk about everything. But you stay safe where you are. I'll always love you. And my last two kids, JC and Addison, you two are just something else. And I miss you. I haven't been able to see you in a long time. We won't air all that out right here, but just know I haven't seen my kids in about 10 months. Been going through a bunch of issues with the state and everything else. A whole lot of just nonsense has been going on that don't need to be discussed right at the moment. I can discuss that with people on a private level uh, if I feel like you're deserving of that anyway. But I don't really try to talk to people like that unless you're really close to me. So I probably won't respond to most people about that. But that's what made me want to go out here and do this music as well, as an outlet to let out on those people that have persecuted me and done wrong against me, because they like to call the cops after they start stuff. So they're not the kind of people you can just go out and handle business with. You got to find creative ways to get back at those kind of people. So that music is kind of a way to do that. So I've been kind of training my voice, and I've been writing for 22 years. So why not go out there and try to pursue music? There's a lot of free material subscriptions out there for anybody that's trying to do it. Um, you can practice your vocals in your room as you're just by yourself in your own comfort level. If you have any kind of issues with singing in front of people or anything like that. So just go out and pursue all of your goals is what I encourage people. And listening to certain artists, which brings me to this, listening to certain artists, we all grow up listening to our favorite artists, so you'll notice similarities. I mentioned this in a previous little short when I was experimenting setting up YouTube. But if you go in there and do all that, like I'm sorry, I kind of lose track a little bit, but if you go in there just kind of, I don't know, kind of reset on that. That's another thing that we're gonna brush up on, my mental disorders. Sometimes I go back and forth like that. I'm ADHD. I have some schizophrenic issues, stuff like that, which is why I listen to certain artists. We're gonna go ahead and get that out of the way while I remember it. uh, King ISO, I listen to a lot of him because he sings very heavily on mental health issues in his rapping. And of course, I listen to Tech Nine, so that's how I heard about King ISO. So shout out to Tech Nine as well. Um, that brings me to other artists like Hobson, the entire crew that Tech Nine rolls with. I listen to every Strange artist. So shout out to the entire Strange team. Y'all are dope. I love your music. And shout out to Draco Ruler. Rest in peace. Draco the Ruler. I'm sorry. Shout out to Ralphie the Plug as well. Just because I like your music as well. Shout out to OTM, Duffy and Blue Pesos. You guys are also another influence on my music. Um, Artists like Echo, Jaron Benton, Dizzy Wright, you know, all those kinds of people. If I missed your name, don't take any offense. If you write similar music or have done any music with those kinds of artists, Chris Webby, yeah, I remember you guy, you funny. But like if they in part of all that group, then it's likely that I know who they are and I've listened to their raps and I know their music. I grew up listening to metal, so I obviously love metal. Like a little bit of punk rock, but not very much. But usually hardcore punk. But that's why you hear similarities in the music that I write towards other artists. But I don't try to rip off anybody's work. I usually go in and just kind of take the work as a template, stretch it out. Like, let's say I borrow 3 lines from someone. I'm going to take those 3 lines, make it my own version of those 3 lines, and then add 9 more lines to those three. And that usually comes out to somewhere around, 12 lines. So 12 lines is pretty good to work with. You add fluffers, you come up with a couple verses, and then you make a little chorus, bridge, whatever you want to call it. So then you just kind of study your beat. You can go in there, or you can freestyle if you're good. You don't need to really write off the top. I don't make a habit of keeping a recorder around, so I don't really get an opportunity to really freestyle very much. And that goes back to me and the schizophrenia. When I freestyle, that stuff, when I'm in a different mindset, I'm not exactly me when I do that. So I know that a lot of artists can go out and do that. One day I can go out and I can freestyle at will. But me right now, I can't personally just go out and freestyle. I'm more of a written type of person. But when I get in the mood, woo, you see those pupils dilate, and man, I can just do amazing things, which is what my first video is just kind of showcasing. I didn't even go 100%. That's probably about maybe 70%. That's just enough to kind of show everybody, hey, I got this. I figured it out. So I'll release more videos, just kind of like this one, probably about 15-20 minute long videos, just to touch down on things. Probably 2-3 times a week. Use a little bit as a therapy session as well, because that's exactly what I need. That's why I did the music, for therapy, and to be able to go out and release my frustrations out on people in a legal manner so I don't end up in jail, all that stuff. I'm not trying to deal with all that in my life no more. I'm a little bit older and I'm not trying to deal with all that nonsense anymore. I'm trying to stay out of jail, be out here for my kids. When my kids are all grown, it's whatever life brings. But I do gotta say that, I'm in this music to die as well. I'm not going nowhere no matter what. I'm stuck in here, so this is what it is. You either like it or you don't. And again, I'm not likely gonna comment on a whole lot of hater shit. I'm just gonna kind of ignore it because I ain't got time for that no more. I already paid my dues. I took care of so many people. I did so many things for so many people just to get stabbed in the back, my hands gnawed off. People got me fucked up because, like, lately I was caught in a situation where I was homeless and people were still hitting me up, asking me for certain things, getting money off of me, being fake with me as females. Like, y'all just keep taking and taking and taking and taking, never giving back, and then just ghost, 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 ghost. Turn around, spread my name across the dirt, act like I'm some kind of bad person and shit. Like, it's whatever. That's what this music is for. Cause y'all also be out there calling cops, punk bitch shit, like kind of cleaning up this area, all that activity that y'all be out here doing. You dudes too be the worst motherfuckers out here, like on some bitch shit every day for real. Like, y'all go do something and like not be like you are. I'm just gonna say that. Don't be like you are. I'm gonna be nice. So this isn't an attack. I'm just out here introducing myself, putting out a video that's meant to address certain things and just kind of give you a background on why I started music and introduce you to me as an artist. Again, my name is the 765 Crypt Keeper. None of this music is meant for children, so hopefully YouTube don't rip nothing down or demonetize or none of that stupid stuff. Again, want to say as I close this out, remember to click like, comment freely, subscribe, get notifications, all that good stuff. You guys have a great day.